Photography, defined as the art of taking and processing photographs. Photography has been around since 1826. Nowadays, good cameras are built into everyone's phones. But because the camera is more accessible, photography is slowly not being considered as an art form. I'm William Porter, a filmmaker and amateur photographer. I'm here to interview 3 unique photographers and find out their opinion and how they managed to capture the perfect photo in focus. First photographer, in my opinion, is an all-round photographer.
So my name's Simon Anderson.
The second photographer is someone who works specifically in modelling and macro photography.
Lucy Bean.
The final photographer is someone who specifically works on cosplay photography.
Name's Zoe Healy.
How long have you been doing photography?
I've sort of been just taking photos throughout my life. Melbourne Supernova was when I really started to get into more photography stuff.
Just a couple years now. I only got into it late high school. I was basically just doing painting before that.
Been doing photography about 5 years now.
What specifically got you into the world of photography?
I've just sort of always enjoyed it as a hobby. Just going around seeing things differently. I studied a lot of arts and stuff growing up, and I decided that now that I've got this camera, I can go and take photos of different things, frame it, see things the way that I see it that someone else might not.
I guess it's just the combination of all the elements, like taking a subject and then you have your lighting and the set and there's post-editing and all of that. There was just a lot more steps that I found I could manipulate a lot more than painting.
Always did it through school, and it was something that I wanted to turn into a career because it was my passion.
Is there a key thing that you need to take a good landscape photo?
Definitely, it depends on the lighting. Sometimes you just got to be in the right moment to get that golden hour shot. It's just seeing something and going, alright, that looks awesome. If I happen to be lucky and have my camera on me, then I get some of the shots, like the sunset ones that I posted recently. That was racing home from the train station to grab my camera, run out the front door and take the photos.
You take a lot of photos with animals. How do you do it?
Just got to be quick, in the moment. Took the shots and they turned out perfect.
You also take a lot of photo of graffiti. How do you choose what graffiti?
You can tell when people have put a lot of effort into it. Striking imagery that stands out, if it's colourful, if it's just wow. Just walking around and finding stuff like that. Fitzroy as well is full of stuff. It's where I had the photo with the owls, the one where the artist used the reflection in the window to make the full mirror image of the panther. That's an absolutely lovely place to go for that kind of imagery.
What got you interested in macro photography?
It was sort of an experiment. I had never really done it before. I really love plants. I'd always look at them up close, so I thought, why not take a picture exactly how I'm looking at it every day.
How do you get emotions to show when it comes to your model photography?
I pick my models based on my dynamic with them. It's too hard for me to just take a pretty person and take pictures of them. Yeah, it'll look good, but it's hard to get much from them if you're not connected to them as a person. So my models, I usually use close friends.
These are 2 very unique forms of photography, macro and modelling. Were you just specifically drawn more to these 2?
Yeah, it really depends on what I feel like and what's happening in my head at the time.
What got you interested in specifically cosplay photography?
One of my friends got me interested in anime and at the same time introduced me into the cosplay community, and I was just like, wait, there's a place where it's completely accepted to dress up however you want. I want to be part of it. 2 passions could be combined and get to meet more people, and I love cosplayers are one of the best people to be models because they want the photos.
The photos that you get them to pose, is it mainly your idea?
I sort of collaborating with them because sometimes I'm not going to know what they're cosplaying as. There's a few poses that I sort of go towards, so a hero pose or a nice crouch or something that a lot of people will look good in, but I try, if they've got something that is a signature pose of that character.
Would you try other fields of photography as well, or this one is mainly your passion at the moment?
I'm trying to steer more into fashion with what I'm doing at uni, and I'm also trying out some documentary style at the moment.
Do you edit your photos, or do you like to keep it as natural as you can in camera?
Trying to keep it as natural as I can in camera. There is a bit of editing in there, obviously bump up contrast and stuff, bring more colour out of it.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything I've posted at the moment is just from the camera.
I over edit at times to the point where it looks disgusting and I have to start all over again. I try really hard not to rely on post editing. Like, I'll make sure I have like a really nice sliding setup, because I think it gets you into really bad habits relying on post editing.
I usually, with cosplayers, I'll give them raws and edited, but I don't do heavy edits. So I like keeping my photos looking as natural as possible, but I'll just do a few touch-ups, and I know some people like editing their own, so I give them the raws.
What is your go-to camera, and why do you choose that one?
This is going to sound really bad, but I brought the Nikon D3400 because it was on sale on Boxing Day. There was no real reason behind it, but obviously, you know, I'm happy to learn with this one and then do more research into other models and see where I can go from there.
Just a Nikon D3400. I don't really have a reason why I use it. I'll use any camera. To me, it's just a tool to get a picture.
So I use a Canon 6D. I've always used a Canon, and I really didn't want to switch my brand when I just started doing photography as a more permanent thing. I just wanted to upgrade what I already had, so I went to sort of what was monetary the best for me and something that I was comfortable already using.
Do you think photography is an underappreciated art?
I don't think so. As you said, every phone is going to have a decent camera on it. There's also the software on some of these phones that you can get where you can make equally as good professional grade photos on a phone. It's absolutely ridiculous. If anything, I think it's going to help further the medium in a sense.
Yeah, of course. I think all art goes underappreciated at times. Photography, it's kind of difficult now because everyone's got an iPhone, everyone has Instagram. I think that the whole social media aspect is helping it a lot more. Like, I use Instagram to show my art.
Not so much anymore, because most people use photography in their everyday life and use it for social media so much, and people forget how much they use it. Anyone can do it, but only if you can do it really good.
Final question. What has been your favourite photo you've ever taken?
See, this is hard because there have been quite a few of late that I've taken that I really love.
Do you have a top 3, maybe?
I think the one of the Frenchie, the one I got at the ice hockey, where the guy was horizontal to the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Another one of the photos that I'm really pleased with was just a moment that I captured between a couple of friends at a con, and it was just the look that they had while they were sort of looking at each other.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, it just felt like a good moment that I'm happy with, that I just captured.
It was like a bud of a flower that was kind of dying a little bit. That was the first picture I took in that series. It was probably my favourite because that series is what got me back into photography a lot. I was in a pretty dark place and wasn't doing any art, and that got me really excited about it, and it was almost therapeutic, just the whole process of it.
Top 3 photos that I've taken of the cosplayer Alyssa, because she's helped me so much. I'd probably say the photos of Cat Noir and that are some of my favourites that I've taken recently. And I have one, I forgot her name, but she's Black Cat from Spider-Man. It's a photo through a car, so I'm standing out her and she looks like she's driving, and it's just this really nice sort of bluey tint, and it's nice. Because I got it inspired from all my friends taking photos when they drive into a con. And I was just like, I want to recreate this in a really cool way.
I have learned a lot from this journey. of the art of photography. I now know that a photographer is more than a person that takes a photo. A photographer is the person that captures a moment.